Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you saw the title and the thumbnail. Let's get into this. First things first, this is not necessary, but we're going to make a brine to brine the chicken. That's going to ensure that it's juicy, juicy. So we're going to mix this up, let it sit a while and dissolve before we cut up the chicken breast. Next, we're going to get us a chicken breast. Kind of square it up a little bit. Doesn't need to be that big. It's bigger than the bun. Trim off a few little edges here and there. And you see how that's so fat on one end to the other? I think we're going to trim that down. Just try to make it even. That looks a little better. Square that up a little bit. We'll get us a little plastic bag and this old hammer you never use, it's in a drawer. I'm gonna beat that out a little bit just to flatten it down, make it even. That'll work. Should be good. Check on the salt. It's almost there. I'm only gonna brine this about 30 minutes because I put so much salt in there. And that should work fine. I'm not worrying about flavoring it right now because we're going to add the flavor to it when it's done. Alright, next step in the process is making a marinade. We're going to start off with half of a medium onion diced. Stay with me here. I did some research. Then, quarter cup olive oil. Maybe a third. Then we're going to use about 2 tablespoons of Kraft barbecue sauce. Four tablespoons of sambal oelek. Remember, it's spicy. It's supposed to be spicy. And believe it or not, it's the 4th time I tested this recipe and it wasn't that spicy. Next, we're going to need about a tablespoon of paprika. And that's it for now. I'm going to get this on the stove. We're going to cook this down till the onions get soft and tender and let all those spices blend. It's been about 5 minutes. This is what we're looking for. We just want the onions soft. All the sauce cooked together with the oil. We'll turn that off, let it cool, then we'll start on the next step. Next, I'm going to add some of this pepper paste. Mostly for color because it's really not that hot. About a heaping tablespoon in there. I want to add it while it's hot so it'll dissolve in there. On to the next part. I'm going to use one of these little cheap fake Ninja mixers. And for the spice, I'm using some Tabasco, scorpion pepper, scorpion hot sauce. It's on Amazon. We're going to use 18 drops. That ought to give us the heat that we need. Now, it looks like it's a lot, but it's not. I've tested the recipe. It is not hot enough. All right, I'm gonna pour this in here, just let it cool before we go on the next step. While that's cooling, we're gonna take our chicken. I rinsed off the salt brine. We're gonna marinate this. And the easiest way that I found is just to use Cavenders besides mixing your own spices. But I can leave a link in the description of how to make your own Cavenders, if you can't find it, but it's on Amazon. It's in most of the grocery stores across the US. All right, we're just gonna let that marinate. It's been about 20 minutes. The hot pepper marinade is cooled down. And what I'm gonna do is just marinate the chicken again in this hot sauce. This seems like a lot, but when it cooks off, there's hardly nothing left to it. So we'll let that marinate for about 15 minutes and we'll get back to it. After another 20-minute marinade, you can see the sauce on there. It's nice and thick. I'm cooking this on a George Foreman because Chick-fil-A does cook with a grill that cooks on top and bottom. But I notice on the George Foreman, the top cooks hotter than the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is put it on there, let it sit for a while before I close the lid. We're going to temp it with a instant read thermometer. I'm going to pull that out of there at 155. And we're done. We're going to take a toasted brioche bun, pull that off of there, dress it with some lettuce. I wish I could have had some green lettuce, but you know, we're in a freeze down here right now. And everything is sold out in the grocery stores. And here we go. Here's your perfect sandwich. There it is, guys. Check it out. Look at that thing. A thing of beauty. Ooh, you see that melted cheese on there? Let's take a bite of this. There it is, guys. That's it. Try this sandwich, you won't be sorry. I can't say it's exactly like Chick-fil-A, but if it's not, it's probably better. I'll see y'all next time. And you know what's better than this chicken sandwich? You subscribing and clicking that bell and B-roll.